So guys, this right here is the Traxx wired LED gaming headset. Now you can actually find this at Five Below. Pretty reasonably priced. You see the price tag on the front, $10. This has its own volume control. It has its own mute button if need be. RGB lights around the entire headset. And it's reasonably priced. Now it is not a Bluetooth product. You do have to plug it up to a 3.5 headphone jack and a splitter if you're using a PC. But for you regular headphone users, the regular headphone jack works perfectly fine. So without further ado, let's unbox this together and see if this is actually worth the asking price. So this is the headset right here, which I think is a pretty cool looking headset. Now you may be wondering why this part looks the way that it does. This entire thing has RGB lights. I'm going to show you in the next section with fit and feel how it actually is. And if you hear a little scraping, that's just the microphone right here scraping, so don't mind that. So let me just put this down for a moment. This is what it comes with. You have this headphone jack splitter. Now, personally, I don't really use these because this is a little old-fashioned. Most computers just plug in as is, plug and play through USB. This does have a USB connected to it, but it's for just a physical aesthetic of lighting up. It has nothing to do with the actual usage of sound or voice or anything like that. So if you want to connect this to a PC and actually use it for audio, you're going to end up using this cord right here. Laptops are a little bit different. If you connect this directly to a computer, a phone or a tablet, you should be perfectly fine in terms of audio. Now, these are the two cords that I was talking about. This is the 3.5 headphone jack that's connected to the actual headset, and this right here is a USB-A. You plug this up, everything will light up, which I will show you guys in real time how that looks in the next section. Kind of got to reiterate that part so I won't forget myself. As for the headphone jack, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now down here, you also have a microphone. So this is volume up, volume down, as you can see right here. And then you have your mute and unmute buttons. So it does have the most basic functions of most headsets. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of cords, but I do understand the necessity for them, especially for younger people or people that don't care about battery life. Some people don't care about Bluetooth at all and they prefer having a direct connection. Totally understandable. And lastly, you don't have to worry about charging it. This will work all the time as long as the cord doesn't get shorted. So please do take care of this. You have your boom microphone right here, which is permanently connected. This does not disconnect. And if you look right here, this part is actually very stretchy and that goes over your head. So for the people out there that was wondering how do you adjust this for bigger head sizes, this loop right here stays exactly the same. Nothing happens, so don't mess with it. You don't want to pull on it and break it because it does have the RGB lights going through it. So I'm assuming it's a cord probably braided through this wire. I'm not too sure. But right here, just to stretch it out, you just place your head inside and it'll automatically do that for you. So I think this is a pretty solid looking headset so far, especially for the $10 asking price. So this right here is how the headset is going to look on your head if it's plugged up. Now, like I said before, this part lights up. The entire headset is RGB lights. And for the people wondering, how does it actually span back and forth? Because with traditional headphones, they stretch back and forth. I know I probably said this part earlier in the video, but I decided let me just reiterate that for anyone that kind of skipped forward. So right here, you're going to have this elastic band right here, as you can see, that is elastic on both sides. That is the part that allows bigger head people to put the headset on. Now, the only gripe that I have is that once the headset is actually on, it might feel a little tight around the earmuffs because that's the way the headset is made. I'm assuming that the company Traxx put this on their head and did some type of testing to make sure that it fits all types of head sizes. Though I would say that my head size is pretty normal, and I feel like I'm stretching it almost to its capacity. So it does have just a tad bit more room if you see that little gap in the top of my head for people that have bigger ears or bigger heads, bigger faces. Everyone comes in different shapes and sizes. Not here to make fun of anybody, just letting you know. And I don't have an issue with it. I've had this on my head for about an hour and a half watching the Joe Budden Network while I use Clipchamp to clip some videos and edit some stuff. And I don't have any fatigue whatsoever. The only downside I can say is that the under part of my ear right here is right on the cushion. So it does feel a tad bit uncomfortable. But once I fit my ear directly into the cushion, I don't have any issues whatsoever. And I don't think you would either. And it's a nice looking headset. The only downside, and this is a huge thing, is that with the RGB lights, you do have to plug it up to a USB source, like USB-A or something. The headset can be used without it, just so you know. So if you're one of those people where you don't care about the light aspect, just unplug it. You don't have to worry about it and you leave it as is. But for the people that like the lights, like me, especially since I do YouTube videos and, you know, I like the aesthetic of the headset along with the background to show like, hey, this guy likes buying different things. That's what I'm going for personally. So if you don't have an issue with this and the lights, I like to say that this is probably a unisex headset where anyone can use it. To each their own. I'm not here to judge. I just think it's a pretty cool looking headset. All right, so I have 2 songs to play for you guys. One is Warzone. The other one's going to be Fire and Ice. Now, to be completely honest with you, one of the reasons why I play these songs, one has actual audio. The other one, I'm talking about like voice audio. The other one doesn't. Instead, you hear instruments like violins and certain things playing in the background. And I just like the clarity of the song, so it'll give me an idea of what'll sound good and, you know, for music consumption and things like that. So let me not waste any more time. Turn it up on my headphones. These definitely have volume. Bass sounds okay. It's not super high though. Okay, the bass sounds pretty good if we're being honest here. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. And 5 being average is not bad, especially for a Traxx or Bass Jaxx product. But this is Traxx today, in case you guys were wondering, in case you forgot about the video. It sounds pretty good. Now, when I kept playing the song, and I kind of did a couple samples of different songs. Some are off screen, obviously, because I can't play that copyrighted music. I want the video to actually be monetized. It sounds very, very good. Now, the only downside I can say is that the bass is a little lackluster when it comes to the other instruments in a song. It feels like the violin, and I'm going to play it. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I'm going to play this part. Oh no, not necessarily. The bass actually does sound pretty good. All right, correction. The bass isn't super heavy compared to JLab and other headphones that you may be used to if you're a name brand person. Understand that I'm trying to give an accurate description of how good these are, but it's hard to do that without comparing it to a brand that you know and love. Now, let's use Soundcore Anchor, for example. It's my favorite brand of headphones out there currently. I don't know who can really top them in terms of just the quality that they release with every product. This doesn't sound as good as Bass Jaxx, but I'm not mad about how clean the audio actually is. I can hear the instruments just fine playing in the background, that little violin in the song. The bass sounds pretty good. It's not overpowering, but it's louder than the other instruments, but it's not overpowering. You know how sometimes they put too much bass in a product and the music kind of suffers? It doesn't with this. This actually sounds really, really good, believe it or not. I'm pleasantly surprised on how clean the audio actually is. Now I'm going to play Fire and Ice and see how that sounds. Very clean audio. Very clean.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain.
I like it a lot.
You're some kind of butterfly.
All right, so the audio is very, very clean. I got to be honest with you, for $10, this is, excuse my language, one hell of a find. I think this sounds very, very, very good for $10. And I don't see anyone having a problem with this whatsoever. Now, if more headphones were like this in terms of sound, I think that a lot more people would be more, I don't even know the word that I want to use at this moment. I think more people would buy cheaper products instead of paying hundreds of dollars for headset. Obviously, the music lover isn't going to want this. Obviously, the person that's the audiophile isn't going to want this headset. So you're not really in this category, you know what I mean? But for the average person that just wants a decent headset that works, it is a corded headset. So kind of be aware of that you have to walk around with that cord. If that's not an issue for you, then this headset is definitely the one to get in terms of audio quality at Five Below. Now, if we're talking about $15, $20, $25, $30, then we're in a different ballpark and you're allowed to buy JLab, so many other different brands that's going to have a better audio quality. But for $10, this actually sounds very, very good, and I don't have anything negative to say about it whatsoever in that regard. So let's move on to the next section. So for the people wondering about the audio aspect, how good does it sound when speaking to other people? Well, look no further. This is how the headset sounds in terms of audio. Now, I do have the boom microphone near my mouth. You might have heard some breakage just now. I'm not too sure because I did try to move the microphone closer to my mouth so you can get an accurate description of how it sounds. I haven't heard it yet, so I can't tell you if it's good. I can't tell you if it's bad. That's more so for the conclusion of this video once I review everything and edit it and compress it and try to make it as small as possible for your YouTube viewership. Now, again, so far, every other aspect of this headset has been fine. It's comfortable enough. I don't have any issues or fatigue for the most part when it comes to putting it on my head over time. When it comes to playing music out loud and things like that, the music section that you guys heard earlier, even though the music sound crystal clear, that was playing from the actual audio of the PC itself. What I heard was something entirely different from what you guys are hearing in terms of quality wise, but it was the same songs, just in case you're wondering. I don't have an issue with the headset. So far for the $10 price tag, as long as the audio right here checks out, I don't have anything bad about this to say about the headset, and hopefully you guys like it too. So with that being said, let's go over to the last section, and that's going to be, is this actually worth the asking price? So the question is, do you think this is worth $10? Yes, I absolutely do. Let me explain why. The audio, even though I gave it a little issue, I did talk, I'm not going to say I talked down about the audio, but I do want to be realistic about purchases and things like that. For the $10 price tag, this sounds very, very good. I keep forgetting that I'm so used to bass jacks that it's hit and miss that when I try other companies, I'm a little skeptical at times. And to be honest, I should come into this with an open head, open heart, and realize that all products are not created equally, even if it's made by the same company. This headset works very, very well. You heard the audio section, you heard the music section. For you PC people out there, let's be perfectly clear here. Most people don't use their headsets as audio on YouTube videos, at least that's from the general consensus from podcasters and things like that. They tend to use separate microphones. So if you're just using it strictly for audio, playing video games, Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck, whatever it is, you should be perfectly fine. I believe this can work with the Steam Deck. I think I have the headphone jack. Anyway, the point is I like the headset. For $10, it has enough good features where it outplays anything bad about the headset. And for anyone out there that's wondering, no, the headset is not Bluetooth. That's really the only gripe that I have, that it isn't Bluetooth, and the fact that it's not USB-A. But this is meant to be used every day as a walking headset in front of a computer. If you're a person where you like lights and backgrounds and aesthetics, this is going to work very well for you for YouTube, in addition to having decent enough audio where it's not going to like just disappoint you every time you put the headset on your head. I think it's not bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's certainly not the best. But to be at Five Below for $10, I think it is your money well spent. And that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe like always, and I will see y'all in the next video.